OCO, everyone. OCO. I'm gonna move my microphone up a little bit. Okay. I hope I didn't cut off. I said I was gonna move my microphone a little bit. So, today's episode is gonna be on financial abuse. And before I talk about financial freedom, it's only right that I talk about the abuse of finances. Why is there even finances to begin with? Now, so forth, I had wrote 3 things down so far. I might write as I go or just speak from my head, but most importantly, I'm gonna just let everything flow, and I need to stop banging on stuff because my sound picks up everything. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm gonna write as I go and just let everything flow, because I might not even write nothing else after the 3 things that I have. So forth, the first thing I did before I started this episode, this is my first take, by the way. I went straight to Google, because a lot of people don't take my experience for it. They rather have someone else's word that probably don't even have experience of what financial abuse is, because those who wrote the definition on Google, matter of fact, I didn't see, you know how you can look up certain words on Google and a definition will pop up right away? There were links that popped up when I looked up financial abuse. It's not talked about as much, and I feel like that's purposefully done. So, since there wasn't a clear, right-on, head-on definition of financial abuse, I'ma just say, come up with my own connotation rather than denotation of financial abuse. So, based off my experience, financial abuse is taking away financial freedom to the point that souls have to work to earn financial freedom. So I feel personally that it's sad. You take away something or reposition it to the point that we have to work for what was rightly ours to begin with. As I look back in the beginning stage of my life, or just look at my existence as a whole, it's like the Almighty didn't charge us to, well, not in the sense that we charge as individuals on this planet. Creating this earth, the Almighty didn't charge us the type of currency that we are charging individuals. And it's sad, like, we gotta pay for natural things that those who own it didn't even create. Like, and they barely nourishing it. Like, gotta pay for food that they putting chemicals in, that they messing up. And in order for us to, like, grow our own plant base, we have to first own the land or get permission from the landowner. So it's sad how everything is structured and how everything is well, I should just stop there, because what I just said is accurate. There's no better way to describe it than to say it's a structure, it's a system, systematic. And I'm quite sure entrepreneurs, or you don't even have to be an entrepreneur to argue with me, but I'm quite sure there's individuals that say, oh, that only comes from the mouth of a lazy individual. You complain about something when you ain't got it. First of all, I could be the richest individual on earth and would still complain about this system. I don't complain about anything, first and foremost, that I don't have a solution to. So this is really not a complaint. This is just the indication that I got the solution to what I'm describing, to what I'm discussing, to what I'm talking about. And Another part, let me write that down. Another part of financial abuse is down talkers. I'm following a few of them on social media. I keep tabs on individuals. I really do. I just be examining how individuals treat other individuals, and just be like, wow. Instead of telling them about themselves, the best thing I can do is just make sure I don't pass that energy along. Make sure I don't do that to individuals. I don't like when people say, y'all gonna remain broke all y'all life if y'all don't use my method. Speaking of methods, I had posted something on Facebook that I'm finna recite. So hold on just a second. Okay, so I said there are some entrepreneurs, and I capitalize on some. There are some, not all, entrepreneurs out here using the religious system tactics for their webinars/seminars. In other words, if you don't follow their method, you will never be successful according to them. Hashtag the audacity. Hashtag create your own. Your own method, that is. So, what inspired me to even write that status on Facebook was because I'm tired of seeing so-called entrepreneurs. Matter of fact, they are entrepreneurs. Where there's light, there's darkness. So, duality. I say that all the time. When you master duality, you control your reality. When you master duality, you control your reality. So, I'm listening to some of these entrepreneurs, and they're just like, if you don't follow my method, then you're just going to be poor and lazy for the rest of your life. First and foremost, let's talk about that. Some of these people that's not following your method, they can sense. They might not be able to identify, but their intuitive skills is fully activated. They can feel something ain't right about you, boo. When people don't sign up, or they're not convinced enough to be a part of someone else's method, they can feel something ain't right. They might not be able to pinpoint it and be like, that's what it is, but they can feel that something ain't right. Empaths is who I'm speaking on, because I'm one. Like, we're not stupid. Like, I was punishing myself for even falling for someone trapped, but I punished myself in a way where I sat for 2 hours straight to listen to someone webinar, and that whole 2 hours was full of bullcrap. I'm telling you, 2 hours listening to someone webinar about how they put a lot of people on. And there was a few things I didn't like about their webinar. I didn't like how that person pretended like their client started from 0 and just all of a sudden went to 100 with them. I'm like, some of those were noticed and / famous people before you even quote unquote help them. And it's like, these testimonials don't relate to me. Like, these are people who already have a name, who already built up an audience, who already have hardcore fans / supporters. I don't have an audience yet. I don't have supporters, fans, but these individuals that you quote unquote helped, you really didn't help them. You enhanced their position within the spotlight, but you didn't help. To say you helped them, that's a very bold, delusional state of mind. That's a bold statement to say. Man, it was just a lot of red flags within that webinar, and I took notes. I sure did. And one thing I realized within that webinar is that if I want something truly to be done about my living, I have to do it myself. Depending on someone else, to feed you, it's like opening yourself up to be misused. But then you have to worry about if they're going to feed you on time. Then you have to worry about if they're going to take from your plate because you didn't fix the plate to begin with. So they can easily take from you what they gave you. So all that came to my mind when I was listening to that webinar. And it's like, I personally feel that it's financial abuse, not only verbally but physically as well. When and it's deeper than that. It's emotional abuse too. If I had my own business, I'm not gonna make people feel guilty who don't want to be a part of it. That's just what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna tell individuals, living souls, if you don't follow this method, you're not gonna be successful in life. Or if you follow your own, it's gonna take you 50 years to get to where you wanna be. That's a lie. There's a lot of individuals, there's a lot of real testimonies where individuals was homeless one day and the next day they're a millionaire. Like, I do not know this guy's name, but there was a guy homeless. And he was noticed on the concrete streets, painting pictures and stuff like that. And he would draw pictures for free. And one day he handed a picture to a right individual, and they be like, "You drew this?" And he was like, "Yeah." And next thing you know, he went from being homeless to being one of the best artists to ever exist on the planet. He didn't have to follow someone else's method. All he had to do was keep using his skill consistently. He's good at drawing. Here's my thing: find out what you're good at and be consistent with that. Don't give up. Don't let no one convince you that you ain't going nowhere unless you use their method. That's bullshit to me. I don't care what nobody say. That's bullshit. They can call you lazy, handicapped. They can call you whatever they want to call you. At the end of the damn day, it is possible to do it on your own. I'm not saying you can do every single thing on your own, but what you can do on your own, do that. Don't just depend on people. If you ever find yourself in a position where you have to depend on someone, make sure that it's a mutual benefit. Depend on those who depend on you. Keep it a mutual cycle rather than a cycle that you will soon regret. Don't put yourself in a position where you need that person but that person don't need you. Make sure it's a mutual exchange, because these souls on this planet will try you. Everyone is not pure. There's a lot of wicked people. I can't stress that enough. I need to stop saying people and just say living souls. No, but seriously, there's a lot of souls with the wrong intent. And the only way to make it right is to not feed the wrong. The wrong gonna feed itself regardless, because that's gonna always be someone that falls for the bullshit. It just is what it is. But don't be that someone that falls for it. I can't force your hand and tell you what to do and what not to do. It's up to you. But what I can say is what I'm not going to do. And like I said, it's just, I consider that financial abuse when these wicked ass entrepreneurs tell individuals they won't be nothing unless they follow their method. That's the most disrespectful thing that I done heard this year. And there's a lot of disrespectful things I heard this year. That's on the top chamber for me. And I'm just listening to people that I'm following on social media, and they're like, people lazy, and you should have used my method, and woo woo woo. Everybody not lazy. There's some people out here, they are tired of making the wrong investments. Let's talk about it. And that's sad that we even have to do that. That's sad that we even have to earn financial freedom. Especially, what I'm about to say is debatable. I personally feel I didn't ask to be here. Now, you have some spiritualists that say, we all chose to be on this planet. We chose to continue to live here. But for its birthrights, we didn't choose our birthrights. I don't care what anyone say. Prove me wrong. I'm willing to listen, but the course that I'm dealt, I don't see how I could possibly chose my birthright. Now, I'm choosing to live because I could easily, what you call that? Yes. I can easily just cut my own throat, cut my own risk. But just fighting through a purpose to live. I can easily be down and out and sad about how the system is set up, but I'm choosing to be stronger than my weakness. If that makes any sense to y'all, it makes sense to me. Anywho, but yeah, I'm sick and tired of these entrepreneurs down talking people. I'm sick and tired of it. Everyone is not lazy. Some of these people is walking with no motive, walking with no purpose. Some of these individuals are not motivated enough. Get them a reason. Half of these entrepreneurs sound like regurgitators. You saying the exact same thing someone else said. So why should I want to sign up to your program? You tell us that religion is not the way, but you're using their tactics. Because there's a lot of religion is set upon that same method. If you're not part of this religion, then you're not a part of the right one. It's the same with some of these webinars. If you don't follow my method, you won't be successful. You know, you can't be a hypocrite and say what's not right or what is right, but you're not a living example of what you preach about. That's just backwards to me. It really is. It truly is. And I'm sick of it. Beyond measure. Let me look into my notes. I only looked at it once or twice. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that last. Using people is another. Misusing people rather is another sign of financial abuse. For example, let's say you homeless and you need somewhere to stay. Don't pretend to be in love with someone just to have a roof over your head. I'll call them what's the word? I'm homeless. No, not somebody made a meme about it. Like I could be wrong, but someone was like, I'm homeless phobic. I don't deal with people who be needing somewhere to stay, so they pretend to be they pretend to love me just to have a roof over their head. There are individuals like that on this earth. These individuals on this earth, not everyone, but those I'm speaking on. There are individuals like that would pretend to be in a relationship with you just to have a roof over their head, just to get their credit scores together, just to get their racks up until they get a job to where they can live on their own. There are individuals like that on this planet. I'm telling y'all, it's one too many. Way too many. Not even way too many. Can't even count. It's a lot of misusers on this planet. It really is. I feel like that's a sign of financial abuse as well. And they use the system as an excuse. Well, financial freedom was taken from us from birthright, so I don't got no choice but to scam. That's a lie from the pits of hell. You choosing to scam. I could have easily been a scammer, but I chose not to be. And sadly, you have to sacrifice in some fashionable way, shape, or form. So I sacrificed my humility. And I get humiliated. I get called lazy because I didn't take the 9-to-5 route. I get called lazy because I didn't complete college. I got my associate's degree, but I didn't complete my bachelor's degree. So I could have been like other individuals that surround me, and I could have lied on my resume and said I went to St. Louis University, knowing I went to St. Louis Community College Forest Park in UMSL. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I went to St. Louis University and got my business degree, whoop-de-woo, and now I'm using somebody else's resume just to get in a position. There's tons of individuals who do that. That's why there's a lot of people like, I can go to the simplest place. I can go to McDonald's, just go to one of these high up professional settings, and I'm like, this person act like they don't like enjoy they don't enjoy being here. I can tell by how they treat their customers and 10 out of 10, them are the ones that be lying on their resume. It shows. Your character show. I can tell who truly got their degree and who truly didn't. Like, people be lying out here. Those who really had their degrees in certain professions, they the ones that don't get the position in life. But those who lied and pretend like they have a profession, them the ones that get the positions. That those who actually have it don't get in. Like, they overqualified according to the owners. And see, I don't think I'm too good to work at a 9 to 5. They pretend to think they too good to even have employees. A lot, not all CEOs are like that, but managers and CEOs, some of them, they cocky. And you want to know what I hate? This is a form of financial abuse too. Gaslighting. They would need, these so-called bosses would need employees and say, and then have the audacity to ask the person who's applying, why do you think you a good fit? No, bitch. Why do you think it was a smart move to say you hiring? Like, don't put up a hiring sign and then once you get people in here who's applying for the position, you questioning their decision to even sign up to be a part of your empire, to help build you up more. Like, those questions irritate me. Why do you think you need the position? I need to work here just as well as you need me to be here, dummy. Shit, we both in need, and here you are pretending like you're not in need. These entrepreneurs, not all of them, but a lot of them, they got some nerve. They really do. They got some nerve to walk around in this life as if the Almighty left them in charge. It's either feed your family off me, it's either feed your family working through me, or you gonna starve. That's the type of world we live in, and it's sad. It's pathetic. It truly is. The biggest form of financial abuse is those who even started the finance system to begin with. Like, who created money? I ain't stupid. I know who did. Trace money back, y'all. If y'all want to know who created money, trace that particular currency back. There was another currency before that. Just trace money back to its original origin, and then you will get your answers. But I know the banking system, I feel like that was the beginning of modern day slavery for me. The day money became in place, even Bitcoin, all that, they ain't no difference. That's why I tell people I don't praise money. I don't care for money. Like, there was a clip going around of Young Dolph had said something on the Breakfast Club interview, and let me see, can I find that right quick? Let me see, can I find? It's probably in my screenshot, because I screenshot it. It's somewhere. I probably have to go to my Instagram to find it. I might as well go to Facebook. Here you go. If you let money control you, I gotta stay from you, because ain't no telling what you do for some money. That's the realest thing I ever heard a rapper say. No, seriously. And that's why I don't be around a lot of people. One of my favorite scriptures from the plagiarized Bible. Straight plagiarized experience. Anywho, is test the spirit. If I don't do nothing else, I'm gonna test some spirits. I test people. I test individuals. I see what they do. Who you are with money, who you are without money. It's sad, but money do reveal individual characteristics. It really does. And it's a lot of scam individuals out here, and they use the system as an excuse of why it's okay to be a scammer. You can never live with too much integrity. I live with integrity. I'm willing to be humiliated. I'm willing to be called lazy. Call me what you want. There are just certain things I'm not going to do. I'm not going to allow my resume just to get a position in life. No, that came with a sacrifice. Like, it's taking me longer to get where I want to be in life. My immediate bloodline is still in the position that they in. Nothing has changed much. And that does take a toll on me. That does bother me, because I do feel pressure to be a damn slave. Like right now, I own my 24 hours, but ain't no ifs or buts about it. I do. At the same time, I tried to apply for jobs. I tried to follow other people's methods, and somehow, I wouldn't say I get cold feet, but I come to this realizational moment that I can feel when something is not right for me, and I go by my intuition, and therefore I back away, or I got declined when it came to certain job positions. So it's like, okay, it ain't meant for me to be an employee. Not even for myself. An investor, if anything, but there's right and wrong in that too, because like I said, when you master duality, you control your reality. And it's like, I made some wrong investment moves, and the only way to make them right is to learn from my mistakes, which I'm doing. So I'm righting my wrongs as well as running my rights. So I'm just trying to better myself by learning from what wasn't better. And it can be challenging sometimes. It really can be. It can be very challenging. But at the end of the day, if I don't make effort, who gonna make effort for me to fight for freedom? Because that's basically what I'm doing. That said, I have to fight for freedom that was never given to me. That was not given to me, but taken from me. Because we all, whether we realize it or not, from birth, we are, freedom rights were taken. It's something we have to later on, as we grow older, especially grow out of our adolescence, we have to fight for something that shouldn't have been taken from us to begin with. It ain't right, but I'm gonna make it right. It's sad. This system we live in is really sad. It truly is. Cause it's like it don't have to be this way. That's why it's sad. It really don't have to be this way. It really don't. I'm gonna do an update on this topic because it's really serious than what I'm expressing right now. You know, I'm not gonna make no excuses. I'm just gonna execute the lessons that I've gained along the way to get out of this financial abuse. Some individuals never experience financial abuse because some individuals was born into royalty, especially from those who created this financial system to begin with. They don't even have to worry about it. They created it. Now, for it's the hierarchy, you have entrepreneurs, their kids don't have to worry about it. You have artists, so and so, and stuff get passed down. So some individuals don't have to worry about financial abuse. Some don't even realize their financial freedom was taken away from them from birthright. So I want to correct myself and say not everyone experienced their financial freedom being taken away from them. Some didn't experience that because of their bloodline, because someone broke the generational curse, the system curse, so they wouldn't have to. Me, unfortunately, I'm the one that have to break the curse. There was no one before me to do it. Unfortunately, I was born into a bloodline where every individual have to fend for themselves. Unfortunately, I was born into a bloodline where financial scarcity was the biggest impact. Laziness is a thing too, and there's a difference between laziness and financial abuse. Financial scarcity, let me say financial scarcity rather than financial abuse. There's a difference, and I'm gonna talk about financial scarcity as well, because there's a difference between financial scarcity and financial abuse. Because financial abuse is dealing with something being taken away from you or not even given to you for you to move forward. Financial scarcity is dealing with having the tools, having the assets, and not using them at all. I don't know if it's gonna be right or wrong. Yeah, and you would never know that until you make your first move. So it's a difference between the two. So I never been scared, because like I said, I made investments this year. This was the first time I've ever made investments. That type of information wasn't passed down to me. That was something I discovered back in December of last year, and ever since then I've been executing the knowledge that I came across. And I didn't know there was such thing as right and wrong within everything until I discovered financial literacy, and I made a lot of wrong investments. I wouldn't say it's a loss though. It was a lesson learned. Luckily, I can right my wrongs. So once I figured that out, I should have a different expression when it comes to finances. I won't say different expression because that's not going to change. But I can say I can have a different result rather than the result I have now when it comes to my experience. Now, for as the financial system, I'm going to sound crazy for saying this, but it shouldn't be one to begin with. We shouldn't have to pay to live. But unfortunately, we do. Our hands is forced from birth. Everyone, you either have to work or have something or someone work for you. We are forced by those who created a financial system. We are forced to be workers or have workers. Everyone's hand is forced, except for those who created the financial system. Let's talk about the rat race. That's something I'm not gonna be a part of either. I've been fighting against that this whole year more than ever. Like, I'm not gonna be in competition with no one. I'm not gonna follow trends. I'm not gonna. See, that's another thing I have a problem with. My integrity is stronger than my. I don't have a scamming spirit in me. There are a lot of people getting a lot of money just off the simple fact that they are living off of other people's brands, names, and following trends, getting paid off of other people's content and other individuals' content. And basically, there's a blockchain of copying and pasting, recycling. There's a blockchain in recycling content. I don't think I'm too good for it. However, I do feel like if I was to be a part of it, that would take away from what's organically given to me. I have my own identity. I have my own content to share. And there's an audience for everyone. I refuse to believe that you can only have an audience through the blockchain of copy and pasting from someone else's brand. I'm not gonna do that at all. I will stand out by any means necessary, even if that means it's gonna take me longer to get to where I want to be. Because the goal is to be free from every aspect of life. Just not mentally free. I want to be free from finances as well. And the only way to be free is that I have to fight my way. I have to fight for freedom. Which is sad because I shouldn't have to fight for something that belongs to me anyway. But unfortunately, when your hand is forced, you can either choose to become a force or be forced. So I'm choosing to be a force rather than to be forced. So I say this to anyone: don't feel hopeless. Another one of my favorite scriptures from the plagiarized Bible is that well, I'm gonna quote it connotationally and say that what people use against you, use for you. Don't allow anyone to assume or think they got one up on you. Use the stones that are thrown to build your throne. When individuals throw rocks, they hide their hands. That's cool. Let them throw them rocks. Build a statue off of it. Be solution orientated. For every problem, there's a solution. For where there's dark, there's light. The sun have its rotation. It rises during the day. It set during the night, but the moon rises. So just like the moon have its time, the sun have its time. Just like you may see someone that's having their time, You will have yours. You got yours too. You just have to know that you got your own separate timing. You can't be out here comparing yourself to others. Like, we are all different for a reason. Don't let no one make you feel, don't let no one guilt trip you into thinking you're behind. You're not behind. You're exactly where you're designed to be at that given moment. Your life can change within a flash of an eye. Don't let no one pressure you to be a part of their method. Create your own method. Let's say if it does take 10 years. You never know, their business might go out of business within those 10 years. The system upgrades religiously. And that's what a lot of souls fail to realize. You can live your life copying others, but just know you will always be behind, because you have to wait on the one you're copying to make the next move in order for you to move. So that's another reason why I'm not going to play that game, because these new entrepreneurs, they are copying other entrepreneurs. They are copying other methods. That's why they're successful. But that can only go on for so long. They're behind. You will always be behind copying others. Like I said, you have to wait on them to make their chest move in order for you to even move. I don't want to live like that. When I move, you move. Just like that. Not me. This is not the Ludacris song. Like, I want to create my own method, my own algorithm, and I will. It might take longer. I might be more frustrated. I might not never reach my goal. I'm going to die trying, though. I tell you that much. I'm going to die trying. Freedom is my goal. Freedom from every aspect. Just not freedom from religion, freedom from school, freedom from church, freedom from anything, really. It's just freedom from anything. Like, I want the full capacity of freedom. I don't want 10% of it. I don't want 5% of it. I want the whole shebang, the whole 100% of freedom. And this is like, once I master this, I will be 100% free. No. To be 100% free is to be fully transcend, even from this physical existence. That's deep. That's the last and final step of freedom. I don't know if I will, like I said, I don't know if I will reach the physical side of freedom, but I am guaranteed the transcending the spiritual side of it. I wouldn't even say that's the spiritual side, because that's deeper than spirituality. That's the Kaddish side of it. So, yeah. If I don't reach my physical side, because I already reached my spiritual side of freedom. Spirituality is equivalent to mentality. I said that in like season 1, and I'm gonna say it again in season 2. Spirituality is equivalent to your mentality. I was freed mentally, spiritually, before I was freed physically. This is like the final steps for me. Like I said, I'm already scared. I said scared. Wow. I'm already secured physically. Spiritually, I'm tripping. Spiritually. Physically, I'm already guaranteed to transcend. Like, everybody have an expiration date, including me. So that's already guaranteed. I ain't finna trip off that. That's already guaranteed. It's the now that I'm focusing on. The financial side of freedom, Like, and this all goes into physical, because let me write that down. So there's different levels of freedom. You have your spiritual side of freedom. Spiritual. You have your physical. And then you have your Kaddish. Now, side of freedom. Now, y'all can call it which one. You can call it your expiration date. Some religious folks say, depending on what religion you're a part of, say judgment day, stuff like that. I say Kaddish. So there's different sides of freedom, different layers to freedom, rather. And I just want to be free in every capacity. And the only way to be that is to execute. And that's what I'm willing to do. When you're truly willing to do something, you will die for it. Whether it be physically or figuratively. Or both, in my case. I don't live in fear. I really don't. I'm going to be free by any means necessary, even if that means, I have to die for it. Because one thing I will not do, I will not be forced. I will become a force before I be anybody's puppet. And like I said, I sacrifice my humility. So I get called lazy. I get called all type of names. You don't got a job by now. Ain't you tired of living like this? And whoop-de-woo. I'm tired of the system, so I'm doing something about it. Yeah, I might not be making as much money as an employee. I might not be making as much money as an entrepreneur. Because it ain't about making money for me. It's about capturing what's rightly owned, what is rightly given to me, which is freedom. The full capacity of freedom, just not 10%. It ain't about money for me. It's about my freedom. And by any means necessary, I'm going to maintain my freedom. I'm not giving up my 24 hours. Because the moment you're giving up your 24 hours, you're helping someone else maintain their 24 hours, their freedom. If you don't secure your financial freedom, you're going to help someone else secure theirs. And that's just the way life was handed to all of us. You're either going to be free or be someone else's stepping stool to their freedom. And I chose to sacrifice my humility for that. I get humiliated, talked about. I'm quite sure relatives got a lot to say. Non-relatives, I'm quite sure a lot of people got something to say. Call me stubborn, call me stuck up. All that's lies, and that can be proven through my characteristics. Call me stuck up. It ain't about being stuck up. It's about standing my ground. I didn't ask to be on this earth. The only reason why I'm not suicidal is because I'm not guaranteed, nor am I certain of what's to come after this life. But what I am guaranteed is to transcend. Like I said, we all have an expiration date. So while rush was guaranteed, there's no need for me to be suicidal. There's no need for me to rush my expiration date. That's already guaranteed. So since that's already guaranteed, I'm going to put my focus on something else. And that's the meantime of me being here. If I don't live for nothing else, I'm going to live for my freedom. I'm not willing to jeopardize that at all. I'm gonna talk about this next topic for a bit. I didn't even write it down. It's coming straight from my head. Now I'm gonna write it down as I speak. This is gonna be my conclusion. So, another side of financial abuse is those who brag about what they do for you. Don't accept offers, because those that can give, they can also take from you. And narcissistic individuals love putting empaths in positions where they need them. So I don't accept much, little to nothing from individuals. I really don't, because I don't got time for individuals saying I did this for you, I did that. A lot of people can't say that, and for those who can, you return the favor. If you ever done anything for me, that's because of what I've done for you. It was a mutual exchange. Don't pretend like it wasn't. And I'm gonna cut that off too. You know, you gotta set boundaries for yourself. Set boundaries or be the ground that people step on and walk all over. In order to truly live, you have to fight for not only your freedom, but for the boundaries you set to protect your freedom. Because you will have those who will test you. Test the spirits or be tested. And, you know, it's the duality of things. Not only will you be testing spirits, but spirits will be testing you. And it's up for you to pass that test. So, and there's note to myself. So when I say you, I'm really talking about myself. It's just an out loud, an internal self-check being presented to the front lens of my life, which is the external side of everything. But yeah, I don't brag about what I do for individuals, because I know the moving force that inhale and exhale for me, in me, that even gave me the ability to do for others. So, like I said, I'm gonna set boundaries, because you can do for a lot of people and get nothing in return. Not a thank you, not a postcard. But see, I don't do for others to get the praise. That's narcissistic, egotistic type of individuals. I witnessed that happen a lot. Some people only do for others to get that praise. I don't do that. I do for others what's on my heart to do at that given moment in time, and then I move on. Because at the end of the day, I don't get my rewards by giving out rewards. I get my rewards by taking care of me. That's how I get my rewards. That's how I'm highly favored by the Almighty. When I take care of me, there's a benefit to that. I don't need to do for other people to get for an exchange. All I need to do is take care of me. Because when you take care of you, you gonna reap the benefit, not others. As a collective, we are coming from my point of view, we are all here to be a part of art, to be a part of evolution. Some of us not going to execute to that point based off of choice. Some will. We are, as a collective, we are all a mirror of one another, a mirror of what not to be or what to be. But ultimately, the goal is to be you. Because the best way to be a light is to bring the light. If you want to help the world be a better place, you have to start with you. Some of us going to be a lesson, others going to be a reflection of a fragment, a piece of one another. So I'm gonna say it again, just in case it didn't make sense to the masses. As a collective, our ultimate purpose of being on this planet is to evolve. Because to evolve amongst one another, we must first evolve within self. Evolve. So I might do a volume 2 of this. I'm contemplating on that because it might be visually, probably put it on YouTube or something. I keep saying that, and I'm gonna keep saying it until this manifestation turns to confirmation, turns to an affirmation. So, anywho, until next time, Adagayudi and Wada Kadish.